Welcome to our brand new podcast. I'm Jonathan. This is Nathan. We're calling this Pastors Coffee. We're both youth pastors, associate and getting our pastors coffee. So we're really excited. We've been good friends for a while, so we're just excited to kind of chop it up and go through some of these different topics. And Nate's going to tell us about what all we're going to be covering.
Yeah, so we're going to be not only just talking about our ministry, we're going to be talking about some sports. We're both huge sports fans, and then we're also huge nerds of Star Wars. I'm more of a nerd than he is, but we will be talking about more than just ministry, but we will make sure that we talk mainly about ministry. That's what's important. Sharing the
That's
gospel,
right.
sharing the gospel, but also talking about sports and Star Wars and whatever else is going on in our crazy lives. So, we're going to go ahead and start and go over our ministry. So I'll go ahead and start what I'm doing first. We're both youth pastors. I am in Cumberland, Maryland, in a church called Memorial Heights Baptist Church. I started about a month and a half ago, so brand new to the ministry, right out of college. So Brooks is more advanced than I am. So.
Oh, advanced is not the word, but I'm in Taze Valley or Scott Depot, West Virginia. I started on a part-time basis last September, so it's been a year now that I've been at Mount Vernon Baptist Church. I was just kind of serving as an interim youth pastor for the time, obviously with the assurance that I was going to be full-time after graduation, but during school, finishing up the senior year. So yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's been a year now, different role, full-time setting, because I'm taking on some associate pastor duties, but still with the focus on the youth. So really enjoyed it so far.
Yeah, I think the best part, at least for me so far, is that I get to sit down in my office. This is my office. We're both in our offices.
Yeah.
And just to study the word as a job, study the Bible, study what it has to say. And then, not only that, not do I just have to sit in an office job, I get to hang out with the team, go to game, do basically what I already did at church, and now as a job kind of thing. I don't know. That's my best part about everything. So.
Yeah, I think you definitely nailed it. For me, as far as studying as a job, it's what we're called to do as Christians, and we get paid for it, which is crazy. But it's also, I mean, it's so needed. Your leaders have to be studied; they have to be prepared, and I take it really seriously. I think it's another thing, just a distinction from colleges. We've gotten all these books and all these things that we're supposed to read, and we're kind of forced to read. And whether or not we were interested in it or not, we had to do it. Now we kind of get to determine what we want to teach, what we want to learn, and we get to share that. We get to share what's on our hearts instead of what's being forced to be there, which all that's beneficial. But I think that's a cool distinction. I also just like obviously the best part of it, yeah, would be the studying. But I think just for me, what I've learned, especially being full time, just the freedom of it. You know, I'm in the office, but I also, if I do get a phone call from someone and I need to counsel, or if I need to spend more time in this aspect of the ministry, I'm not locked down by one certain thing. I can kind of go where I feel led and what comes up. And I do like that. There is stability in being in the office and doing the same thing every day, and I do enjoy that. But it's also nice to just have that ability to kind of break up your day and be led by whatever comes up. So I think that's super cool too. What are some things? Obviously, you're only a month and a half into this, but what has been something that has surprised you, or maybe something that you didn't fully expect?
Oh, I am surprised about how much time I don't know. I feel like I have more time than most people. I feel like I can easily plan a lesson and kind of just go on the day with not much to do, if that makes sense. And maybe that's just because I'm new and they didn't lay everything on me yet, which has been great.
Yeah.
But But
yeah, I appreciate that.
Surprise. Like we've gone on 2 trips now. Okay. And both trips we've had a kid sick. Okay. One kid.
Yeah, you got to play doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the first time I didn't have to really deal with it. One of the parents came and he dealt with it. I was super grateful. Second time, kind of a funny story. We're going to the Altoona Curve game. The kid first thing we do, he goes get the funnel cake. Okay. And then
Yeah.
we go to another food thing and we get a chicken tender basket. So this kid got funnel cake and a chicken tender basket. And I mean, he just downs it first inning. Okay.
Man.
And by the 6th inning, he pukes. Okay. And
oh, no.
I was right next to him, got on my shoe a little bit, really gross. And so just the surprises of you never know what you're going to get when it comes to the kids. Yep. Okay. And they could do anything. Okay. And I'm a laid back guy, so I'm not going to be a strict youth pastor kind of guy.
Right.
Yeah. And so I don't know, it surprised me so far. So hopefully this next event that we have, nobody's getting sick. Okay.
Yeah, we'll all pray for that. That'll be good.
Thank you. Yes, that's it was gross when I got on my crock. So
goodness, man. I'll say for me, there's definitely some stories, but I'll say the biggest surprise, and I probably should have seen this coming into it, but it's just all of the, if questions are the right word, or maybe just comments about, well, we used to do this, or the last guy used to do this. And I don't want to call out any names or put anybody on the spot or anything, because I get it. It's part of the job. And there were some good things that happened, but I think there's so much pressure on us, duly or not, to get numbers and for the group to grow and for you to have these big events and have lots of fun. And to be honest, there for the first good bit that I was starting, I'm still, obviously a year into it, but it still feels real new to me. The pressure of getting numbers and having fun things, I've had to change my philosophy on what youth ministry is, what ministry is as a whole. How many times do you get asked, well, how many kids did you have this week? Or how many, what about last, every single time. And that's where the focus is. And I'd like to change that conversation a little bit, because me and you both could plan these huge events. We could do 3-on-3 basketball tournaments. We could do all this, and we can get you 60, 70 kids to get in the gym or out on the field. I can promise you that if I do that. But the focus wouldn't be where it needs to be. What I'm kind of learning, and what surprised me, is how much that would kind of get to me and how much pressure I would feel from that. But also changing my philosophy of it's not about numbers. I could care less, honestly, and I mean this, and it might get taken the wrong way, but it's what I want to say. I don't care if I have one kid, 10 or 99. I really don't. I'm going to tell them about Jesus every single week, and that's what they're going to learn. Because but they're going to have fun when they get there. It's so important to have fun things in there and to keep their attention. You can't preach to them for 2 hours. You'll lose them. But at the same time, if all they do is leave with having fun and they didn't ever get to really meet Jesus or learn from Jesus, then I've failed at my job. And when youth group ends and the fun ends, that's why you see youth leave the church. So the biggest, as far as this, I just wanted to see, we haven't talked about this, if you've really gotten here yet. I've got a few stories I can share. I don't know how much I can share. But when you're asked tough questions, what is kind of your philosophy on that? If you have an answer, do you try and share it? Or if you're kind of, depends on the setting, give me your thoughts on that.
I've been asked one tough question so far. Okay. And that's the only question I've been asked so far. So, luckily though, luckily Albina was there. Okay. Cause I could not remember the passage at all. I was focused on what I was doing. And it was dealing with it, but I didn't know the passage right offhand. And so she was there and she actually explained it all, which I was fine with, and
You got to help me, buddy. Yep,
yeah.
that's great.
And so she's there to help, and she helped me out a lot. And so that was that. If I don't have the answer, my philosophy is I'm going to get back to you next week or whenever.
I like that.
Or if you can get them to come to you personally, if it's even that deep of a question, I guess, that maybe you want to share, what do I do when my aunt tells me this? And, well, let's maybe talk about that, just you and me or something like that. So,
yeah, that's good.
But you?
For me, I've been asked a couple of doozies, but I won't completely get into it because I don't want them to see it and be embarrassed. But my philosophy, and I think I've heard it before, and people have always kind of said different variations of this, but I've really adopted it and made it mine. Obviously, I want to be studied and I want to be prepared and kind of see where topics are in the world so I can be prepared to at least give some sort of answer and guidance. And I do that. There is certain situations where it's a little bit too personal and I won't share it in front of the whole group. A lot of the questions, though, the really personal questions come and pull you aside. And then it's a little bit easier to ask in that setting instead of in front of the whole group and kind of singling them out. So I think you're on it with that. But I've told them, even when, because I kind of give them questions that the world likes to ask, and like a lot of skeptics like to ask. So kind of like apologetics type things. And my response is always, yeah, you want to be studied, you want to give an answer. And I sometimes give them an answer to that. But I just say, you don't have to have all the answers. We're not supposed to have every single answer. His ways are higher than ours. We can't fully understand God in this setting. You don't have to have all the answers, but you just need to know the one who does. And that's what I try and tell them. It's not something that we have to give every single answer. We can't. We are fallen beings. We are not perfect, but we know the guy who is. And I try and get them to think that, not beat themselves up too much about not knowing the answer or anything. I mean, that's the whole point of dependence on God, going to him and surrendering to him and saying, Lord, I don't know this answer, but I know you do. So reveal it to me if I need to know it. So it's I think that's what it is. But there's anything else that you'd kind of some cool things about ministry that maybe we haven't touched on? I'm trying to think as well.
The one thing, it's been not so much a struggle, but something that I haven't really thought of too much, but it's something simple, but it's getting the gospel out every single time, whether it's whatever passage we're doing.
Yep.
And that's, I don't know, that's something this church especially, that making sure that the gospel is there every time, because we really don't know.
I appreciate that.
Who is saved every time.
It's so needed.
And so it's something that I make sure to get in there. I've struggled with it because sometimes I just want to go with the passage, but I can see that it's going. If you don't know Christ, then you aren't applying to this passage. So I make sure to get it in there every single time. Whether it even if it comes straight out of the passage, you can still step aside and say, hey, this is what Christ has done for you.
Yeah, exactly right. I think that's a great point, especially, I mean, we can talk doctrine. We can talk, I've been doing a lot of book studies. So we've just been through James and going through Hebrews on Sunday mornings. But I think we can talk all these things about things in your life that need to change and what you should add to your life. None of that matters unless you start your relationship with Christ and have been saved. I mean, nothing can change. Nothing can be started until that happens. So I think it's such an important point, and it's needed, and we need it. We need the gospel every day. It's our encouragement. It's our kind of lifeline. I mean, it is. We have nothing without that. No hope apart from it. So, yeah, I think that's real good. So we'll get into some more later in this maybe. But we are huge sports fans. We are huge football fans. We're in a very intense fantasy league together. We talk trades all the time. Never in the office though. Never.
Never.
But we game one tonight. Predictions for this year. Some guys to look at. Some things you're excited about this year. What do you think? What do you got?
Well, first of all, I'll just say that I'm a huge Steelers fan. So obviously the Steelers are going to win the Super Bowl this year. Just because of what I'd say. But
Right.
truly, I do think we're going to have a great season. Steelers are going to have a great season.
Okay.
But if you want to, we can go ahead and give week 1 prediction. I have all the games.
Okay, let me pull them up.
I have the games pulled up here. Okay.
Okay.
So,
all right, let's read them.
But we can get bold with this. If Caleb Vickers is watching, he will also have bold predictions anyway. So, NFL games this week. So obviously tonight's the first one. Tonight's the first one. We got the Chiefs and the Lions.
Yep. We got Kelsey out.
Kelsey out.
I still think the Chiefs will pull it out. I think it's going to be a lot closer if Kelsey was playing. I would say it's not even an argument, but with him out, I think it'll be a close game. The Chiefs edge it out.
Chiefs. Okay. Let's go ahead and keep this record here for next week. Okay.
Okay. All right. We'll look back at it.
Okay. We'll go records. Okay. So you think Chiefs?
I got Chiefs.
Pull it out. I truly think. I think. Where are we at? Do we know? Are we at the Chiefs or are we at the Lions?
In Kansas City.
Oh goodness gracious!
That's gonna be a tough one. Yeah.
I think you gotta give it to the Chiefs at this. I'm gonna agree with you.
I think you have to.
I think if we were in Detroit, it would be a different ballgame.
It would.
But I'm excited. I have not been more excited for an NFL season. I don't know why. Since this is the most excited I've ever been. But
yep. Bengals
Browns Sunday. They are in Cleveland.
This is a tough one for me. These are kind of I consider myself a Browns fan, but I root for the Bengals too. I like the Ohio teams. Growing up in West Virginia, we didn't have a pro football team, obviously. So those were the two closest teams. Jamar Chase is my favorite current player, so it's really going back. But I think in Deshaun Watson wants to have a comeback year. I think he is going to have a good year. I'm going to take the Browns game 1. Joe Burrow is still coming back from injury. I'm going to take the Browns. I don't feel super confident about that pick, but those are the two teams I follow. I won't be too upset either way.
Okay. Not to disagree. I think I will. In Cleveland, Bengals have a terrible week 1 record. Okay, they're terrible week 1.
Yep.
And in Cleveland.
Yep.
Cleveland. I've been to Cleveland, and it's intense there. Okay. So I'm gonna go with the Browns as well. So we will see about that. Raven Texans at Baltimore.
We haven't had an upset yet, and I'm not going to yet. I think the Ravens. Yeah, I don't know if you want to get into Super Bowl predictions before week 1. I'm going to take the Ravens though. I think Lamar's going to have a big year. I think Odell's going to have a bounce back year. So I'm gonna take the Ravens at home.
I'm also going to agree with you on that one. Yeah.
We gotta disagree on one of these.
Yeah, we will. We will. We will disagree. And we may disagree on the next one, but Buccaneers Vikings.
I got Vikings.
Okay. Vikings winning at home.
I just don't trust. This is a hot take. I don't trust Baker.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be really tough for him to adjust to that offense week 1. I do like the Vikings offense. Jefferson is just goodness, he's unguardable. But I'm gonna take them week 1.
And it's not Cousins prime time. So
No, you're right.
So I'm gonna agree with you on this one as well. Have you watched the quarterback documentary?
Yep.
Absolutely love Kirk Cousins.
it makes you look at him in such a different way. He's got a crazy good testimony too. He's a
He
great
does.
guy. Yeah.
Great guy.
Yeah.
Apparently he's doing a Bible study with Justin Jefferson. So,
I did not see that. That's super cool.
One of my friends told me about that. So
Wow.
I haven't checked it out, but that's pretty crazy.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's super cool.
Okay. Panthers, Falcons at Atlanta.
I got my first away win. I'm going to take the Panthers and Bryce Young this first week.
Okay.
And don't trust. I don't trust Ritter very well. Again, we always kind of look at the quarterback situation. I do like Bijan. I think he's going to have a big year, but I do like the Panthers. I think Thielen's going to be a good weapon. So I'm going to take them week 1 in a very close game.
Okay. I'm going to disagree with you here. I'm going Falcons.
There we go.
This will be the first disagreement. I think the Falcons will. I think Robinson will have a great week 1. I think he will. It's in Atlanta. I'm always about home field advantage or something.
Oh, it's huge. It is.
So I think the Falcons will pull that one out.
Gotta throw some upsets in there though. I gotta take some away wins. It can't be
this
awful
next
wins,
one. This next one's not going to be much of a thinker. So Cardinals and Commanders in Washington. Joshua Dobbs is starting for the Cardinals.
I know.
Are you gonna do the upset?
Dude, first year. I mean, they're both first year quarterbacks, first year starters. So
Joshua Dobbs started. You're gonna take Cardinals.
I'm gonna take the Cardinals. Yeah.
Okay. This will also be a disagreement. I think the Commies will. They're gonna win. They're gonna win it at home. That Sam Howell is. I'm a little higher on Sam Howell than most people are. I think he'll do good.
You are.
I think he'll do good.
I think he'll be solid. I think finally some stability in that quarterback room, which will be cool for them. But yeah, I'm gonna take the Cardinals.
Okay. Jaguars and Colts in Indiana.
This is an upset in my book, just because it's a crazy thing. And again, I'm just I'm big on taking upsets and risks. I'm a huge Richardson fan. I really like him. I think he's going to be a stud. Yeah. I'm going to take a big statement win in week 1. I know they're at home, but the Jaguars are stacked. You get Calvin Ridley back for the Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence is just a stud. So that is the safe pick. But I'm thinking Richardson's going to have a crazy week 1 and take the first win. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to disagree with you on that one as well. Yeah. I think he'll have a good start. I think I think the Jags are just that good, though.
They are.
They are great.
It's going to be a tough. That's why that's the most risky pick. But I just think, man, I'm really high on Richardson. I really think he's going to be solid. Yeah. It's a lot of pressure week 1, but I think it's going to be good. Yeah.
He has at home, so that is easier.
Yeah.
Okay, this is my preferred matchup of the week, but the 49ers and Steelers.
I got to go against you here. I got to go against you. You're going to take the Steelers. I'm taking the 49ers. I'm going C-Mac. I think, and I think Purdy's tough, man. I think he's the real deal. The 49ers, I think, we can talk Super Bowl predictions here later, but I think they've got a really good shot at going.
I do too. I think they will have the loss to the Steelers, though. But the Steelers are hot right now. Okay, I know it's just the preseason.
Yeah, but they did look good.
Kenny Pickett is that guy. So, yeah. Titans Saints in New Orleans. 2 not that great of teams.
No. I've seen a lot of people get higher on the Saints though lately.
They do have Derek Carr, which is nice.
I know, and he's a great guy. I think they do have a decent run defense. I'm expecting Derrick Henry to have a pretty good week 1. The weapons aren't everywhere for the Titans. I'm liking taking upsets right now. A few of these are going to hit. I'm going to take the Titans. I'm going to take the Titans. I'm going to take the Titans.
We started out agreeing, and we're going to finish off not agreeing. Okay, I'm taking the Saints. Derek Carr He's been working off season. I mean, the Titans do have D-Hop now, but the man's dirt old. So,
Yep.
Derrick
It's tough to
Henry.
trust. Yep.
Yeah, I don't like Ryan Tannehill. I think he's a terrible quarterback, but that's just me. So, Saints just have a more complete team, and Jamal Williams, dude. I'm a huge Jamal Williams guy. I think he will have a great season with them. So,
yeah.
Okay, we're on to the first 4:30 game, though. Those were all the 1 o'clock games and tonight. Raiders, Broncos in Denver.
I'm going to go back at home. I'm going to take Denver. I'm expecting Russell Wilson to have a bounce back year. I like the weapons they have. You've got Williams back.
Yep.
I'm going to take the Broncos.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you there.
I do like Jimmy G too. I do like the Raiders offense, but
yeah.
I'm going to take the Broncos. Yeah.
Well, yeah, Raiders is new. Raiders new offense basically without
for sure. Yeah.
Tom Payton now in Denver.
I think that changes a lot. Yep.
So I'm agreeing with you. Broncos, I think, will take the win. So that home team there. Eagles, Patriots in New England, though.
I'm going to still take the Eagles. I think Jalen Hurts is going to be too much. Their offense is just so good. You've got Swift now with a great offensive line. So many weapons. I'm going to take the Eagles.
I'm gonna agree with you on that one as well. Eagles coming off Super Bowl loss.
Yep.
They will. Jalen Hurts gonna have a game.
Yep.
Nothing much to say about that.
Yeah.
New England just doesn't. I don't know what their team's looking like. They got Juju.
I don't either. Yeah. But they said his knee's about gone too. I saw that.
Oh really?
So, yeah. So I don't know. They're really tough to read this year.
Yeah, and Zeke. They got Ezekiel Elliott, so you
better watch. I did forget about that. That is, I expect him to play decent.
Yeah. Okay. Rams at Seahawks.
Without Cooper Kupp, I'm going to take the Seahawks week 1 at home. I do like their weapons. Really good offense. I'm going to take the Seahawks.
Yeah, they don't have their new rookie wide receiver though.
Yeah.
I am going to also take Seahawks. I think Geno Smith is going to really make a statement this year.
Yeah, I'm hoping so.
That'll be good for him. This is a big matchup, honestly, here. Dolphins and Chargers.
You've got the two quarterbacks who always get compared to each other, Tua and Herbert.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to take the home field advantage. That's the only reason. I think they're so evenly matched. Both teams have great weapons, both sides of the ball. Dolphins add Ramsey.
Okay.
I'm going to take the Chargers though at home.
Okay.
Super close one.
Yeah. I think I'm going to take Miami on this one. I think I'm going to take Miami. I think they should have made the playoffs last year almost.
Should have.
But I think Tua, if he stays healthy, they'll have a great year. But this will be a close game. This will come down to last possession, I feel like.
Yeah, game-winning drives. Yep.
We have Packers at Bears.
I know this is crazy considering their history. I really like the Bears this year. I know that's crazy to say. I think if we're doing MVP picks, I really like Justin Fields to win MVP this year. So I think he's going to have an insane year. I like DJ Moore. I think that's a huge pickup for them. I'm gonna take the Bears week 1.
The Packers own Chicago. I'm going with the Packers.
Okay.
I think Jordan Love will make. They are missing some weapons apparently. I think Watson and Dobbs are kind of both hurt, but
yeah.
I'm gonna take Packers. I just don't see them losing in Chicago. So we'll see.
If Rodgers was under center, I wouldn't argue with you. I just don't know if I can say it with love. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Sunday Night Football. We got Cowboys at the Giants.
I like the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys are going to be really tough to beat this year. Just to be completely honest. So I'm gonna take the Cowboys in a close one. In a close one. I like Waller with the Giants. He had a really
Okay.
good preseason. But I'm gonna take the Cowboys in a close one.
Okay, I'm gonna disagree with you here. I absolutely hate the Cowboys. I think I think Dak.
Yeah.
I think Dak's overrated. To be honest, I think that
Yeah.
I think he will not have a good year. I honestly, this is a bold prediction. This is a very hot take. I think that he loses the starting job this year.
Wow.
He's losing the starting
Rush.
job. Him or Lance, somebody. I think they're going to be that bad.
That's
And
a
I think
super hot take. Wow.
it's a super hot take. I think Dak
Man.
will lose the starting job this year.
Wow.
That's just me. So I'm taking the Giants, obviously. So I think
Okay.
Giants have a squad, honestly.
They do. They do.
Not
like
Super
Saquon
Bowl.
a lot, yeah.
Not Super Bowl, but that's just me though. That's just me. That's a hot take.
That's
a hot
one.
take.
Yeah.
Monday Night Football, Bills at the Jets.
I've got the Jets.
Okay.
And I'll just go ahead and take it a step further. I picked the Jets to win this year's Super Bowl before Week 1.
Okay.
I like the Jets to win the Super Bowl.
After this, we'll make official Super Bowl and MVP.
Okay.
I'm gonna disagree with you again. I think the Bills will. I think the Bills will win this one. I like Josh Allen more than I like Aaron Rodgers. I think the Jets are nasty. I think the Rodgers to Wilson. We've talked about that. Rodgers to Wilson connection will be great.
Yeah.
But I think the Bills are just crazy. I think Josh Allen's going to have a bounce back year, hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, let's go ahead.
I don't hate it. That's a close one.
Let's go ahead. Super Bowl picks, and then MVP, and we'll just do those. And then, if we're really that off, we'll come mid-season and make new predictions.
Okay. All right, we'll do it.
So give me your AFC and NFC team then.
Okay, I've got the Jets before week 1. AFC, and that's tough though. I mean, that's super tough. I've got the two teams I root for, the Bengals and the Browns, and I think the Bengals will be right there.
Okay.
I expect the Browns to be really solid. The AFC's stacked, man. And the Jets are going to have a tough time coming out of their own division. I mean, with the Dolphins and the Bills, but I think you're getting a motivated Rodgers, and man, his weapons are insane. I mean, and even the defense is just great. I'm going to take the Jets. Not super convinced, but that's early.
Okay.
I'm going to take the Jets. I'm going to take the Jets over the Eagles again. Jets over the Eagles.
The Eagles?
In the Super Bowl. Yeah.
And then who's your MVP?
Justin Fields.
Justin Fields.
I'm going to say Justin Fields.
Wow. Justin Fields.
That's again. These are super hot takes that'll make me look super smart if it actually happens. But I just like taking risks.
I don't think that's too far.
Yeah.
I think he could have a great year.
I don't know.
I'll go MVP first here. I'm gonna say Joe Burrow. I'm gonna say Joe Burrow. I think
I'd like to see that happen. I'm a huge Burrow fan.
He's one of my favorite quarterbacks right now. Yeah. I'm looking at the teams now. AFC is absolutely stacked.
Oh, it's insane. Yeah.
I think I'm going with the Bengals team. I think the Bengals will. Wow. I think the Bengals will win it this year.
That'd be awesome to see. I'd love to see it. Yeah.
I hope they do, and I do agree with the Eagles. I think the NFC. I just don't know who in the NFC is going to beat the Eagles.
This sounds crazy, but dude, I think the Cowboys are right there. I was so close to saying the Cowboys. I'm not even a Cowboys fan. I think they're gonna be good. I think they're gonna be very good.
Yeah, I think I think the only team that had a chance to beat the Eagles is the 49ers this year.
Yeah.
NFC.
Yeah.
I think the Lions will actually make a good playoff run. I think they might be in the.
They really.
I think they would make a good deep playoff run, but I don't think they'll be able to beat the Eagles or the 49ers. But
yeah.
But okay, well, we made our predictions, week 1 predictions. Probably come back next week absolutely wrong, but
yeah, I'm figuring.
But not only do we have football starting, we have your Lakers signing Christian Wood. How do you feel?
Pretty happy about that. Pretty happy about that. That was it was kind of like a lockout there. We've been kind of linked with him. Goodness, for over a month now. It was kind of assumed that it was going to happen. Everybody was saying the signing was going to happen. The Lakers obviously needed another big. You had AD saying that he wants to play more 4 this year, more power forward. So to see him move to the 4 and have Wood take that spot every once in a while, or move him over and have Rui at the 4. You still have Jackson Hayes. So I'm just going to go ahead and predict it in the most unbiased way possible. I really think LeBron gets his 5th ring this year and the Lakers go on to win another championship. I'd be super happy. I'm trying to get to a game, maybe a couple this year, because my man doesn't have that many years left. It doesn't seem like, or maybe he'll play till 50. I don't know, but want to see him as much as I can. I'm super excited for the NBA season to start up.
Yeah, that's a good signing for you guys. I haven't been keeping basketball too much, honestly, but
So moving on, like we said in the beginning, we're both big Star Wars fans. He's kind of the go-to guy on it. So anytime there's a new theory or anything, I go to him about it because he's studied on the videos and everything. But the new Ahsoka show is dropped, and both of our favorite characters are involved in it. Growing up, I would go out. You can ask my parents. I could not leave the house without a actual lightsaber attached to my belt. So I'd leave in an Anakin Skywalker costume, or I'd be in a Spider-Man costume, and I'd have my lightsaber with me all the time. So always been a huge fan.
Yes, sir.
So spoiler alert, you can skip this if you haven't seen the last episode of Ahsoka. But here's the spoiler. We do get to see Anakin Skywalker back in it at the end. Thoughts, theories, reaction. What do you got for us?
I love. First of all, let me just say Ahsoka is my favorite character of all time. Star Wars. Hayden, or not Hayden, but Hayden's a great man. Anakin is my second favorite, but Ahsoka, just due to everything she's gone through with Anakin, feeling like she's been the reason that he became Darth Vader. That is part of why she's my favorite character. Just all the trauma she has to go through and just everything with that. So this episode, I think it's been the best Star Wars we've seen since episode 3.
It's up there. Yep.
What was that?
Yep. It's up there for sure. Yeah.
Yes. So I think next week's episode is going to be even better because I'm going to get even more with Hayden and get to see Anakin more and see how Ahsoka deals with all that. My theory is, I've been watching some stuff, looking at it, and I think that it's not actually Anakin. Okay?
Really?
Hear me out. I don't know if you've watched or read up on any of, or so in the Clone Wars, they went to a planet. I forget the planet, but you have the father, and then the son, and then the daughter. Yep. Okay.
Right.
I think it is the son. Okay, and here's why. So the son represents the dark side. The daughter represents the light side. Ahsoka, if you didn't know, there's also spoilers for Clone Wars. Ahsoka died, right? And Anakin passed on the life of the daughter into Ahsoka. So the daughter lives through Ahsoka. And So with that, okay, the son, he can take and live through other people as well.
Yeah.
Anakin Skywalker, okay. I think that he's taking on the form of Anakin as of right now, and is trying to manipulate his sibling, the daughter, who is in Ahsoka.
Wow.
So using Ahsoka, baiting her. I don't know how he's gonna do anything. I just think that it is the son.
That just blew my mind. That just broke my mind.
I probably explained that really bad, but it's been explained better.
No, I understood it.
I think it's not actually Anakin, which is kind of sad. I wish it was Anakin.
Yeah, I'll be mad.
I really wanted to be Anakin. But the thing that threw me off was the Darth Vader theme song at the end. I noticed that same thing. I think it's going to be something dark. I don't think it's just going to be light side Anakin.
Man,
I don't know if maybe it's Darth Vader, but he's dead now, so I don't understand.
Right. I don't know. That'll be interesting. That'll be really interesting. We'll come back. We'll come back next week and see if you're right. I don't know. That'd be cool.
I hope I'm wrong, honestly. I hope it's Anakin. I hope that she somehow gets. I hope we see Ezra. First of all, I hope it isn't just like next season we're gonna see Ezra. Because also, okay, so this is another evidence for that. In the first episode, when she is reading in on the Force in that tower thing, do you remember that? Her scene. There was voices in the whispering. And those voices were the same. Everybody thought it was Darth Maul, but it's actually the guy who played the son. It was his voice. So I don't know what that's going to connect to, but Sam Whittaker is the guy.
Sam Witwer.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he did voice Maul as well.
Yeah, he did. So he also voiced the son. So that, I don't know. It ain't Maul, that's for sure. Maul's dead. So
yeah,
it can be a voice. It can be a ghost of Maul.
That's
talking to her. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think it's not. Again, I think it's the son, and I hope it's him.
Oh man, I do too. I hope it's him.
Yeah, I do too.
So
but it just doesn't quite make sense. But
it doesn't. It doesn't. Nothing makes sense. But
no.
So transitioning. Last thing that we'll touch on before we wrap this first episode up. We both went to ABC for 4 years, got to experience the good, bad, the ugly, whatever. But we both had great experiences there. Any closing college stories? I think we'll kind of make that a staple of this because we'll probably get a lot of people who's still involved with ABC to watch this and tune in with us. Any college stories you think's funny or things that you learned? We both played a college sport there.
We did.
Anything you can share? So, what do you think?
I think there's been another moment in my life when I have been hyped about a beginning of a season, okay? And that was the beginning of freshman basketball, okay? This man right here hyped it up so much. I didn't know actually how you could play either. I joined the basketball team for a couple days, but I didn't really get the taste of actually how good you were. So, so me and Caleb Vickery went and got. That's a whole different story. Hold on. But we got syrup. That's been our statement all 4 years. It's a syrup bottle. Okay. And we got that syrup, and we had that thing ever since till we graduated. But I think the moments up to that, when you, me, and Evan, okay, went to Aristotle, right?
Aeropostale.
Yeah. And we got 3 shirts for some reason.
I remember that. Gosh, that feels like yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah, and we went and we got shirts. And I mean, that was the most hype basketball game I've ever seen I don't even remember who won. It was the first home basketball game. I remember that.
Against
You
Crown.
remember
I
that one?
remember it. Yeah. Yeah.
Did you guys win or
Against
no?
Crown. We lost in the last 3 minutes. Yeah, they took the lead. We had the lead for most of the game. Yeah. Yeah, we lost the last 3 minutes. Yeah.
I just love Crown. But anyway.
Yeah.
But that
Yeah.
that was I'll start it off with that. That's the start of our career. I mean, that's when we first started really hanging out. So
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it was a good time. Yeah.
so that was I just remember being so hyped for that basketball game, showing up in my red T-shirt, the jeans, and the Timbs.
That was your staple, man. That was your outfit.
Maybe we'll make that the cover of this video. That picture.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. Yeah.
But
Um,
anyway.
yeah.
But
I'll tell. Speaking of basketball, I'll just be honest, be a little vulnerable for a second. I knew I'd struggle. I just got married in June. I'm super happy with life right now. This ministry, God's provided so much for me, and I'm fulfilled. But basketball has just been such a huge part of my life. I mean, my entire life. So I knew it'd be a tough adjustment to not be playing in that context anymore. To have that to look forward to. So that's definitely been tough, and I've been trying to just kind of surround myself with it, involved with it. But my first ever college game, this is coming off my bad injury, so I didn't get to play most of my senior year of high school, and I get to the first game of the season. Still to this day, the best player that I ever played against, Kevin Fletcher, 6'5" point guard. You'll probably see this. 6'5" point guard from Mid Atlantic Christian University. And we go in there. You've got him. You've got a 7-foot center. I'm coming from the high school level where 6'3" is your center,
Yep.
or at the time center, 6'3", 6'4", going against a 7-footer, and I'm matched up against a 6'5" point guard. I have 8 turnovers in the first half. They're pressing me. Turn the ball over. I think I scored twice. I ended up not turning the ball over the second half at all, and finished. I think I finished with 18 points. So I would have scored like 14 in the second half. Started to get my rhythm, but we still got killed. Goodness, that first half, they just ran away with it. But that was kind of my welcome to college moment. Like, man, this isn't high school ball anymore. Like, this is the real deal. So that was the first time. That was definitely a humbling experience. Was that first game. So, but yeah, we'll talk about some more. We've got so many that we could share. But yeah, cool. Anything to sign off with? Anything to leave everybody with?
Steelers are going to win on Sunday, man. That's what I got to say.
Oh man. No, really, I'm looking forward to football. Appreciate you guys watching. If you, we applaud you. We applaud you for staying to the end. And be back here with us next week. We'll have our some new predictions and some follow-ups on some things that we said. Send us questions that you have, things that you want us to talk about. We'd love to. So.
Okay. See you later.
See y'all.